new Team Global member? We have, brain fart, Matt Hagstrom, Team Global member, and Charlene Green, brand new Team Global, 2 new Team Global members that just came to the team. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you some questions, so we're going to have a lot of interaction today. Please make sure you grab a piece of paper. If you don't, borrow one from a neighbor. There's going to be a lot of fun. And so the first question is, what if there was a business that could allow you to organize your entire life around what matters most to you? Found it, right? So, you know, a lot of people, they find this and they think it's almost too good to be true. But then you get into it and you start saying, wow, these positive surprises, you get all these wonderful blessings. So let me ask you this. Are you treating your business like a hobby, or are you treating it like a pro? And so we're going to talk about how professionals run this business today. And it really does require you being a pro. And how you manage your time is critical. It's the lifeblood. I could not do this business without my calendar. I could not do this business without my calendar. So let's dive in. Here's our goals for the day. We had several calls and Zoom calls preparing for this. We said, what are the most important things these coaches need? Can I first get a show of hands? How many of you guys are ED with the blended calf or ED with volume? Okay, how many of you are FIBCs, full integrated business coaches? Great. How many of you are global directors or above? Excellent. Welcome. Congratulations, everyone. Regardless of where you are in the business, these tools that we're going to give you should be very valuable at any level of the business. Here's the 4 things. Number 1, learn how to manage your calendar. Number 2, how to focus on the high income producing activities, the things that really move the needle. And then number 3, how to take responsibility for your time and eliminate those distractions, those time wasters, those things that get in our way from really organizing our life around what matters most. So let's start off with the big question is, have you ever tried to juggle too many things at once? Can I show of hands? You ever felt like this lady here? Well, I have another slide that I normally show, which is a guy juggling 3 balls: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances with one hand. He's got a big smile on his face. Look at the energy that she has. Is he looking happy or not? Not so much. So we're going to talk about one of the things in reality is you can't juggle everything. If you're juggling that many balls, you're going to drop a few. True or false? So really what time management is about, it's about priority management. It's about energy management. You have a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of attention. Everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day. How much are you getting out of those 24 hours? Are you getting the maximum out of each hour, each 15 minutes? So we're going to talk about how we found some strategies to use our lives and our calendars to move the ball forward, do it in a place that's kind of balanced and fun, and it's not stressful. How's that sound? All right, so let's dive in. The first thing is, we're going to look at where are you currently spending your time. So this is the first exercise we're going to have you do. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask a couple people, maybe somebody who would be willing to volunteer to come up here on stage, and we're going to do what's called the time exercise. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for probably like a regional director, somebody who maybe has a couple of coaches, maybe 2 or 3. They're maybe moving towards Civic, and they feel like they have a pretty busy life. Maybe they already have a part-time, full-time job, and they're doing Take Shape for Life. They're trying to squeeze it in. Can I see you in a show of hands? How many of you are in that place where you're busy, you're a regional director, you've got okay frontline volume, and you're starting to juggle these things in that state? Who would like to volunteer? Whoever the first one that gets up here is going to get it. All right, give your hand. I'm going to have you come on that side. And I'm going to need her to have the mic for this exercise. Thank you. And could you just stand on that side for us? And I'd love you to just tell us your name and where you're from.
Susan Devon from Orange, California.
Susan Devon from Orange, California. Congratulations for making it happen and stepping up. All right, so taking action is a good thing. How about I pull this up a little bit? That okay. Can you guys see okay? Okay. So basically, I'm going to model what's on the screen here. We're going to go through this process. I'm going to ask her some questions. What do I need you to do? Susan, I'm going to need you to, you ever heard of a life-emoning? When somebody starts out, what's your story? Well, when I was 3 years old, and they go this whole thing. What we need here is we need really short, concise answers, okay? That are going to be just basically focused on answering the key question I'm asking. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the first thing we're going to start with is right on the list here. A habit of health is what? Sleep. So what are your normal, on a normal week, how many hours, not a normal night, how many hours do you sleep?
Honestly, 4.
Okay. So I'm going to ask somebody who, could somebody in the front row right here pull out their calculator, and I'm going to get to the bottom. I need somebody to add these up for me because I just don't want to do the math. I'm lazy. Let's go to the next one. Your day job. Do you have a full-time, part-time job?
Yes.
And tell us what you do.
Family doctor.
Family doctor, okay. And what are your hours? How many hours a day, on average?
In my family practice.
In the practice.
Maybe 10 hours.
10 hours a day, okay. And how many days a week?
6.
6 days a week, okay. 60 hours. Busy health professional out there
That's
trying to
better,
make a
though.
difference and help in the world. Love it.
It's better.
Okay, good. Let's look at the next one. Family time. And how many hours a week on average do you think you spend with your family?
Maybe 14.
14 hours a week total. Okay, so she did the math for me. So that's 7 days a week times 2. There we go. All right. Next thing. Let's talk about your personal, your health, your fitness. I know you. I remember you because I now recognize your before and after. How much your fitness, your personal time? Hours per week?
2.
Personal. Okay. And how many days a week?
Oh, no, that's a week.
2 hours per week. Okay. 2 hours per week. Okay. Are you on any other like scheduled projects? Are you on any boards? Do you have any like church time? Do you have any like boulders, big things that are in your life that you're always like every week you're doing it or yes? Tell me
Take shape for life.
Okay, so we'll get to that. All right. Is there anything else like projects, commitments, obligations?
Sure.
No. Okay, so let's do TSFL then. Okay, now TSFL, how many days a week do you do it?
7.
7. Okay, and how many hours on average per day?
4 hours a day during the week and about 8 hours a day on the weekend.
Okay, so let's just all add it up. So if it's 20 plus 16, which is 34 total? 34. Okay, now let's do the math. Let's add it all up. Where's my calculator?
138. 138.
Is that right? 138? Okay, now we're going to minus 168, which is the total number of hours in a week, minus 138, and that's going to give us, so what's that?
30.
30 hours. Now, 30 hours, basically, does this lady have a full schedule or what?
Yes.
Can anyone relate?
Yes.
So as her health coach, I would be looking at one of these things right here. This is an area that we can work on, right? And also here, this is an area that we can work on, right? You're doing your discipline for getting your Take Shape for Life in, and your business is very high. I mean, give her a hand. Isn't that amazing? That's outstanding. Now we're going to do the next step. Put the slide for me. We're going to do the next step, and now we're going to do a little comparison. Now, sometimes you'll do this with someone. Basically, what this is saying is there's about 30 hours of unaccounted for time. Now, here's what I know about nature. Nature abhors a vacuum. How many of you agree? If there's open time, you'll find something to fill it. True or false? Right? The question is what are you going to put in those times? And she's going to talk about that. What do you put in those times that are going to move the needle, that are going to give you your life back? Right? How would that sound?
Wonderful.
Okay.